So I was able to interview a media coordinator and literacy coach slash instructional coordinator in order to gain insight into the use of new literacies and media in the classroom. And what I found that was that now more than ever in a post-virtual learning world, it's important that teachers are researching and adapting their classrooms to include new literacies and media. The literacy coach spoke of assessments that had been done within their classrooms and the incredible gaps in literacy proficiency, and the need for direct interventions that would result in small group need-based assessment and additional instruction. And in the library, the media coordinator spoke of students who were graduating and said they had never checked anything out of the library. And it's important that students are educated, teachers are educated of the resources that are available there, because the media coordinator said that when her teachers did take the time to go to the library and see what was offered there, she said there was a new initiative in their school to promote that, and that her circulation had practically doubled. But of course, there are some factors that inhibit the use of technology, and especially with older kids, there's always the need for monitoring to make sure that they are staying on task, because in a overstimulated world, it's easy, especially online, to go somewhere else. And this looks a little bit different for younger kids. The literacy coach spoke of sort of the lack in technology to be able to directly replicate a natural sounding human voice, and that it was better in a lot of cases for a instructor to be there to notice, especially phonetically, notice sounds that students were producing incorrectly and fix that immediately. But of course, when it comes to assessments, he found that students were more engaged with assignments that did include media, such as listening to a story that was interactive and answering questions rather than reading it on paper. And I learned so much about how we can maintain a learning environment that supports new literacy in media. The media coordinator just spoke of how she wished that teachers would use the library as their first stop before ever creating a lesson plan, and going to her and saying, hey, what can I do? What can I use? And just to utilize the maker spaces, if you could incorporate a button maker, just all of these things would make students more comfortable with using the library, and more excited about going inside there and seeing what they could do for their own learning experience. And with specifically literacy proficiency, the coach spoke of a I do, we do, you do model, which seemed to work incredibly well with the students. So it's involves modeling what you want your students to do in incredibly small steps, giving them lots of feedback. And a big problem that we learned about and that the literacy coach spoke of was self-efficacy and students being confident in their own work. And in order to promote this in students, he spoke of, rather than saying, oh, you did a great job, to turn that back on the students and say, how do you feel about this? What do you think you did well? And to follow up each assignment with writing or reading with, what could you have done differently? Are you proud of yourself? Giving students permission to make those learning decisions for themselves. So I really enjoyed this assignment. It was a great end to the year. Thank you.